Hey everyone, welcome back to Keystone Eats, the Pennsylvania food and beer podcast, talking about all the local businesses within the great state of Pennsylvania. Today we have another guest on today. He runs a coffee house up in Millheim, PA. I hope I said that right. We'll talk to him in a minute and make sure I did. Millheim's close to State College, so if you're out that way, definitely go check out his place. It's a very cool looking place, rustic farm to table cafe, offering great local roasted coffee and a lot of local organic and sustainable sources on their food. So it seems like a really good place. I'm excited to talk to our guest today, Dennis Allen. How's it going, Dennis?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. A nice warm day today, finally.
Yes, very beautiful day. The sun's out, temperature's warm. Feels like it should.
Finally.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we got into a little bit. Why don't you tell me who you are and what do you do?
Well, my name is Dennis Allen, and I did the whole flight from New York City thing. You know, I was sick and tired of the New York City life, the hustle and bustle. I was born and raised in North Jersey, in the hood, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Found my way into Manhattan, kind of like conquered the business world out there. Started realizing that, all this fame and, I used to hang out with celebrities every, pretty much day for work. Just realized that none of that made me happy. So I kind of just packed up everything, did a little circumference of New York City, a few hour radius, and I picked a nice place in Pennsylvania, in the middle of Pennsylvania, called Woodward, right next to Millheim. And you did say that right. Beautiful. I bought 30 acres. I used to have New York City views. Now I have views of mountains, and I am so much happier than I was, living in Manhattan area.
That's awesome. I mean, to just make that decision one day to pack up and move away from it. I mean, what were you doing a little bit before you ended up here? Was it just, big business, crazy stuff?
Yeah. So I worked for one of the major cell phone carriers, Verizon. And my last position there, I was a senior manager over all the stores in Manhattan and one in Yonkers. I don't know why that was in there, but I also handled all the celebrities or the VIPs in the New York City area that were too important to go into a store. So they would call me up. I did things like Sex in the City. They were all my customers. So, it was on set a lot and hung out at all the good parties and everything. And so that was I kind of have a retail background, so it kind of fit in well buying this little coffee shop out here in Millheim.
Yeah, I'm sure it translated over pretty easily, and that's pretty cool. I mean, you lived a way different life before, and I'm sure it's way different now. But just have that correlation from before to now is cool.
Yeah, big difference in lifestyle, that's for sure.
And I like how you call yourself the city boy homesteader. You definitely you cover both ends there, and you say on your website that you decided you got a little miss from the city life, so that's why you kind of moved into the coffee shop.
Yeah, my original plan was to come out here and build a homestead and a place where people could come out here and experience the life out here, and maybe slowly get people to move out of the city and do more farming and self-sustainable actions in their life. But when I came here, I found out there was an amazing community already here, and I wasn't really going back to New York City ever. I was pretty much basing my everything out here. I thought I'd be, going to New York City every weekend to sell things or, whatever I was going to do for a living. And, I found this coffee shop that I was a customer in, and I was friends with the owners. I mean, if you live here, you're friends with everybody, actually. But I was there so much, and I was really looking for something, I guess you would say a job. Obviously not the conventional job like working at a Fortune, 50 company, but yeah. I needed something to, I missed the city life, just going out on your porch and popping open a 6-pack beer, and 3 minutes later you have 6 people there like, hey, what are you doing, Dennis? Hey, out here, I'm surrounded by Amish and Stone Meadow Farms. It's a cheese maker, organic cheese maker. So, I mean, not that many neighbors, but good quality neighbors. Sorry, the coffee
Uh,
shop, satisfies that miss of city life a little.
yeah, it's almost like it is your little porch that you can go out and have a 6 pack, except a coffee, and have your
Well, we
friends come
do.
over and hang out.
Pennsylvania is amazing because you can do BYOB. Where in Jersey, you'd have to get permits and proof of this and proof of that and all these
Oh, okay.
signatures and stamps. But Pennsylvania, we have a crazy open mic every Friday night, including tonight on Zoom. Um, where we're right next to a local brewery. I know I listened to your podcast about the breweries you have on there, and those are great breweries. We have a local brewery here, Elk Creek Cafe. So
Okay.
they're 2 stores away. So Friday night we're actually busier than them because everybody goes there, buys their beers, and they come in, and we have a crazy open mic jam session. But now with the whole COVID whatever it is thing going on, um, we've switched it over to Zoom. I still want to bring the community together, and if I can't sell a coffee or anything, that's fine because I'm really out here doing it to build community, like I say. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, and to pull in that local brewery, go buy their beers, come down for our open mic, and to continue it now on Zoom is astounding. I love that idea. When
Thank
I
you.
heard that, I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, we tried to
um,
do a game day too, but it didn't work out that well. It's kind of hard for people.
yeah, that's fair. How do you balance all that you do? I mean, from what I've seen, you're running a coffee shop. You got your new online store now with Ingleblend. You got a homestead. You even have your own podcast. I was listening to episode 97, a
Oh,
couple
come with
hours
Joe
ago. I was
Joe.
like, wow. How do you balance all that?
Um, I have no idea. I guess the ADD that I grew up with, that was a problem, doing the air quotes. Kind of keeps me, full of energy and always running around and looking for something to do. I can't just, sit around twiddling my thumbs. It kind of didn't do me good in school. I was a high school dropout, but it works. It keeps me going. There's other projects in my life too, believe it or not.
I'm
Uh,
sure. No, that's great, and I'm jealous. I wish I could handle that much. I've been working on a chicken coop in my backyard, and I got maybe another 20% into it, and I got tired and I had to come
Nice.
inside.
A lot of coffee.
um,
If you buy a coffee
yeah,
shop,
no.
you have all the fuel you need.
Yeah, I love the coffee shop. I love the idea, building that community and having that, all that local pork,
Mhm.
poultry. I see local eggs, homemade
Yep.
soups, greens, paninis, all kinds of stuff that you're pulling in from there. Um,
Yep.
and you're moving into another venture, like I said, with your online site here. Do you want to talk a little more about how you source your beans, for your coffee shop, and then beyond there?
Yeah, sure. So, when I bought the coffee shop, we already had a local roaster called Standing Stone. Amazing roaster. Didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel by starting to roast myself. They're a great little company, and being a roaster is just a whole nother business. So, didn't want to do
Mm-hmm.
that. Um, but did want to kind of bring out the local coffee shops and other shops around the country. So I did start something called Ingleblend. Well, let me kind of pull that back a little bit.
Sure.
The Standing Stone actually they formulated their own blend for us called the Ingleblend. It's mainly a darker roast bean, and they specifically roasted for us. So what I started doing, I've had this coffee shop for 2 years now, and before the COVID thing, I just started working with other little roasters in the area. And I said, hey, why don't you decide what's the essence of your coffee shop, and then I could sell it at my coffee shop. And these are
Mm-hmm.
little cafes, like one of them that I have. Cafe Lamont, they're 20 minutes right up the road, so we share the same customers. So it's not like, oh, you're going to steal my customers if I'm selling your coffee, this and that. And so it's a great relationship to have people try other little coffee shops without traveling far. And then now with this whole COVID thing, I figured, I have some friends in Jersey City, my old stomping grounds, Brooklyn. And I figured, why not try to build a website where I could source Ingleblends from different coffee shops throughout the country. So what I'm doing now, I've been going out to a couple of coffee shops and pretty much just working out a Ingleblend with them, doing some tastings, pretty much let the roaster decide what is the best blend that's going to kind of bring out the essence of their neighborhood and their community and their coffee shop. So Ingleblend.com kind of just fell together from me already doing these different Ingleblends. And now that people can't really get out and travel, I figure, it'd be a good time to maybe source it so people could maybe sign up for subscriptions or just, do some online local shopping online.
Yeah, that's super cool to see you going out to other roasters and saying, "Hey, why don't we make a blend that we can offer through our portal here and
Mm-hmm.
and have a blend exclusive to us that we sell throughout the state."
Yep.
And I looked on your Ingleblend site. You have PA roasters, you have a couple of New Jersey roasters,
Mm-hmm.
and that's super cool. I mean, for me to like I said, I can drive down to a couple roasters near me and get coffee beans. But if I want to support some other places throughout our state,
Yep.
and obviously keep that business within our state, it's definitely a great idea to have that portal where you can go. Pennsylvanians can go to Pennsylvania, New Jersey go to New Jersey.
Right.
I like the idea. It's and to have that exclusive blend that you're working with them to get the a nice flavor profile is
Right.
a great idea as well.
Yep. And also, maybe you don't want to go, to the Jersey ones. You want to try a Pennsylvania one. So you do know that it is still being sourced from a local little, mom and pop, small shop that, I did a lot of Googling online of coffee subscriptions and, quote unquote local coffee. And it's just all
Mhm.
these really big companies, Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
local, roaster in, somewhere in America, but you have 30 other branches and all these different blends, and it's obviously a mass produced coffee. So I'm really just trying to get, small batch local small community coffee. Oh, I like that, small
Yeah,
community
and that's a good tagline there.
coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It definitely, you're going to a place that is being run by to quote unquote real people compared to a giant
Exactly.
conglomerate of big business. It's
Yep.
nice to make sure you're coming and supporting people who also have rent to pay and bills to
Hmm.
pay and making sure your money's going to those people and not to just some giant bank account in
Right. Yep. Yep.
overseas.
Exactly.
I like it. Do you have plans to branch out there on your website then and offer obviously more roasteries, more states?
Oh, absolutely. So my goal is I'm trying to get another roaster every week, maybe every couple weeks. I mean, probably every month, the way things actually work out.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do the podcast also, videos. I do a lot of social media, so everything I do, there's a video behind it or a podcast or something. So when I work out these relationships with the roasters, I'm trying to document it too. Kind of, even the last one that I did was Prost Coffee out in Jersey City. My buddy, he owns the company, started, just was doing it right out of his basement. Now he's, renting a facility. So Prost Coffee, I kind of worked it out on the podcast with them. We were talking about different blends and things like this. So I want to document the whole experience too. Once they release us to the wild, I'd like to go to the different coffee shops and film their, the shop and maybe a couple cool things in the area for people.
No, that's super cool. And I think that's a little along the lines of what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully, in the future, be able to get out to these places, show people these places that they might
Mm-hmm.
not otherwise be able to get to, and really showcase those places. And it's cool to see that you're going to the coffee shops and really making a little more of an experience out of it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I love coffee shops.
Yours looks gorgeous, I might add. The building itself, the location inside, I love the aesthetic. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. It also ties into the whole community thing. I don't own a building. I have a landlord, and
Hmm.
they are not from the area. They love the area. They're big fans of Elk Creek. They used to come to this area often, and literally 10 years ago, Elk Creek was the only thing in town. Before that, there was like a go-go bar, but in literally a town of like 900 people, figured that one out. But So Elk Creek brought a lot of the life into town, and one of their customers, saw this, kind of abandoned building. It was falling down, and they bought that building, and they just totally, it was a gut job. Everything in there is repurposed, recycled. There's 3 Airbnb rooms upstairs that they rent out, and we give them free breakfast downstairs at the Inglebean. The owner is now actually ripping apart. He owns the building next door. They kind of like the same building, but he ripped apart the fence, and it's like doubling my outdoor seating. He's building me a pizza oven and outdoor kitchen, just because he loves hanging out there. So
He's like, okay,
really, really
now make me
amazing.
pizza.
Yeah. So we'll be doing, oven roasted pizzas and, outdoor grilling. It's going to be a fun summer.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Do you offer? Are you only open for like breakfast and lunch right now, and you planning on expanding into that dinner territory, or what's
Well,
the plan there?
when I first bought the coffee shop, they were open 35 hours. I automatically bumped it up to 70. I did focus a lot more, obviously doubling hours. I had to focus a lot more in later events. Our open mic usually is the one that we do a lot of dinners for. We do have
Hmm.
always like a simple, spaghetti and meatballs, or like a really, heartwarming comfort food on Friday nights for the open mic. We also have been doing prepared dinners. My friend is a holistic chef, so we've been selling a lot of delivery meals to people.
Okay.
So that's kind of, because of the, whole change of, doing
Yeah, you
business.
gotta
So
gotta adapt.
yep, yep. So we are getting into it more. I see the business after this. I haven't closed a single day since this whole thing. Actually, since I opened. But I do see a trend that more people are coming in for lunches and things like that, because I guess it's more of like a takeout. If I'm, I figure that people are coming in, they're gonna take out. They might as well take out some more food, because by the time, maybe I have some leftovers, things like that. So I do see people actually buying more now. Instead of just buying the egg and cheese, they're buying, a ham, cheese, Havarti, with the side and everything. So it's helping in that
Yeah,
aspect too.
that's good, and I, that to see that business expand a little bit, just because if you're gonna make one trip out to get some food, you might as well get a little more. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Yep. Because we are out in the
And
sticks. It's pretty much like, 30 minutes to anywhere around here.
that's the small town life you're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No subway stop.
But no, that pizza oven, like you mentioned, sounds like a great idea. I hope once it's put in, and hopefully this summer, I would love to make it out there. I love a good oven toasty crust pizza. One of my favorite things for sure.
I grew up in North Jersey, so, it's hard to find good pizza, man.
Yeah, that's true. Um, the one thing I wonder, since you're, I would say, a coffee connoisseur at this point, how do you drink your coffee? Because everyone does it different, and I gotta
Absolutely.
know.
So my view on coffee, I think, it pains me inside when somebody orders a beautiful, freshly roasted bag of coffee. Sometimes they even buy 5 pounds of it and they grind it.
Hmm.
So I like a nice freshly ground coffee, preferably in a French press. Every morning I make myself a nice French press. I enjoy the couple minutes it takes to boil the water, the smell of the beans getting grinded. And then I put in turmeric, fresh pepper, some kind of coconut oil, like MCT oil,
Hmm.
and honey. So that's my daily coffee drink. It's kind of like a golden milk coffee kind of thing contraption we make, but it's
No,
super
it
good and
sounds
healthy.
very good. I gotta try that spice combination, because I'm right along the same lines. I grind my beans right before I brew it, and right in a French press, and
Mhm.
that's how I like it. I've always learned that you got to grind them right before you brew it, because otherwise you're losing a lot of flavor there.
Yeah. Anything else would be uncivilized.
Yeah, I dove into a little bit of coffee roasting on occasion, and with a popcorn popper. So
Oh, nice.
it's a fun little experiment for me. I know
Mhm.
nothing of the trade and everything like that, but I enjoy it on occasion, so I like a good fresh cup as well.
Yes, the way to do it.
All right, I think we're ready to wrap it up here. Is there anything that we missed that you'd like to mention here?
No. Well, I do have a YouTube channel that I like to always tell people about. Dennis Allen, City Boy Homesteader on YouTube. That's always something people could check out if you're bored, especially now with everybody staying home. Maybe you could watch some. It's a funny YouTube channel. I mean, well, it's funny, like make fun of me funny. Because it's me, like literally, like I'm born and raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey, then Jersey City, Manhattan, and then here. So I'm here. I have raw land. I don't have anything on here. I don't even have running water yet. It's been almost 5 years. And it's really, some city guy trying to build a homestead. So I tell people, if kids watch, I'm like, listen, this is what I do. Please do not do it, because I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. But it's a lot of fun. So Dennis Allen, City Boy Homesteader.
There's just a lot of adventures on there, it seems.
Yes.
A lot of homesteading adventures. I love it. Yep. I'll have to check it out.
Thank you.
And we can follow you on you have Instagram, Facebook.
I have it all. Yep. There's
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, everything, Inglebean or Ingleblend or Dennis Allen. Those are the three. I guess everybody for listening in the internet world, go to Ingleblend. That would be the one that you would follow. Inglebean is, my little coffee shop, which is definitely fun. It's
if you're nearby the State College area,
yep.
Check out Inglebean in Millheim.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
and then Ingleblend.com. It will get all your other info. Like you said, you're on Instagram, Inglebean, Dennis Allen, City Homesteader, all over the place. I'm sure we wouldn't have any issue finding you there.
Nope.
Well, I'm glad to be able to talk to you here. I really enjoyed it. I want to make my way up there. I love the State College area. I used to live up in Williamsport, so I was always nearby.
Yeah.
I'd love to make it up there. Check out your place. Check out open mic night once you open back up for in-person open mic. And obviously check out the brewery down the road from you. I'll see if I can. I'll try and order some of your coffees here. Is there anyone on your website you recommend?
I like to have people start off with the Standing Stone Ingleblend. That's the one that pretty much started it all. So, Ingleblend.com/Standing Stone, or just anywhere you'll find it.
Yeah, Ingleblend.com. You can make your way through there. I'll try out the Standing Stone, because I love a new coffee to try out for sure.
Cool. Thank you.
Of course. Let's wrap it up here. I had a great time talking to you, Dennis. Like I said, I hope to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Same here. And let me buy you a coffee one day you're in town.
Sounds good. I'll see you, Dennis.
Thank you. See you later.